All right, let's do some show feedback.
Right. What else shouldn't we talk about?
Right. There's probably other things.
Sokotoa guy has to say. Excuse me. Oh,
He didn't say any of these things.
I just had some water. I'm with Wombat on telling people about the podcast. Hell, if I had done over 600 episodes of a successful anything, I'd be telling everybody. I can understand Cheapy only wanting to talk about it to gamers if pretty much asked, but that's his choice. Besides, I'm sure Wombat is not starting conversations like, "Hi, I'm Wombat, and I co-host a video game podcast. How are you?"
That sounded way too natural.
That's because that's how I start a conversation.
Right. Why wouldn't you start it like that?
That's
So,
my brand.
How does it come up?
How does it come up? You'd be surprised how it comes up. Like, you know how it comes up a lot? It comes up a lot for me is a lot of times when
I'm Wombat, and I co-host a video game podcast. How are you? Sorry.
When you talk with other parents and they find out you work in the city, the first thing they say to you is, "Oh, the commute is awful, isn't it?" I'm like, "It's not so," and I like goes, "It's not so bad. You just kind of get to sit there and zone out for about 45 minutes, and you can listen to whatever you want." And then people go, "What do you like to listen to?" And I say, "I usually listen to podcasts." "What podcast do you download?" This. I'm like, "Oh yeah," because I listen to this, and then it just comes. Then you start a conversation about podcasts, and then it's.
So you led them there.
Yes.
I don't know about that. I mean.
You're
sure.
complicit.
Pretty much on the ass they got there.
Right. I find a way to not get there somehow.
I was just trying to think of a way that it would get there.
That's one example. Because I was asking Mrs.
Or sometimes I'm like with someone who knows about the show, and they'll say, he hosts a podcast.
Okay, that I
And then
get.
I'll be
You
like-
got the wingman
I'm like,
situation going.
like,
The podcast
I have
wingman.
Hype man.
I have friends that know that I have a show and have known that I've known longer than the show. So I don't know.
Right. I asked Mrs. Chibi about this. She thought it was a little weird that you would tell people, because I was explaining to Mrs. Chibi.
Your wife's a little weird. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
What do you mean? Because I was
There's
saying, because I said I like
weird about bringing it up. We have a product,
but I don't necessarily want people in my life to listen to it. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
Because we talk about weird stuff. I'm like farting. Like I don't need like the friends of the parents of Ty's friends to hear me like farting and then remixing the fart into a song parody at the end. Like,
has Ty ever told his friends about your show?
They probably know, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
They don't care.
They don't. He doesn't care really. He cares that I get all the games ahead of time. Not all the games, but when I get a game ahead of time or stuff like that, maybe he tells his friends about it.
If we started like a Fortnite's tips section,
it could be.
Then we might hit that market.
He might tell his friends about it, but the parents wouldn't certainly like go and check it out. I don't think he's telling his parents their parents about it. So I'm just saying.
Oh, I don't think any of my friends' kids' parents are listening to the show.
Right.
It is very rare.
That's the only point that I was trying to make about telling other people about the show. Like I wouldn't want people to listen to the show that might get the wrong idea. You know what I'm saying? Like the farting stuff. Like a lot of the show, like half the show.
I'm proud of my work. I'm
not saying I'm not proud about it. I'm just saying
clearly not proud of your work. We understand.
I like to be humble and modest about it. And if somebody said to me like I love listening to video game podcasts, I would most definitely tell them that I'd been doing a video game podcast since 2005.
Huh.
But
that's
right. So
I would be unlikely to say it in that case.
For real?
In that case, yes. That would be one where I'd be avoiding it.
Why?
I don't know. That would just not be the avenue where I would bring up that I did one of those.
Because somebody said they've already made it.
They've already made it known to me that they don't listen to it. At that point, if they're like, yeah.
Well, how do you? Oh, right. But there's so many out there. There's so many.
Right. There are.
See, that's another reason. I don't want them hearing that.
It's on my LinkedIn profile. People can find it there.
Yeah. It's not that
I'm proud enough to put it on
embarrassed.
my LinkedIn profile on that.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's on mine too.
All right, what else we got in show feedback?
Angsto2 has to say, new low for the CAGcast, audible wet fart. New low for me, rewinding to listen to wet fart.
See, these are all like Exhibit A, Exhibit B, of why what people in my neighborhood listen.
But people seem to like it.
I don't know that my neighbors would like it necessarily, but
Whatever.
Right. It's fine. I didn't,
I'm already done. I'm already done with the conversation.
I'm fine
I've
with you.
moved
I'm not.
on.
I'm just saying what works for me. What works for you is something different, and we're all in different
I'm
situations.
just saying, at
talking
some
to
point,
different
you
people.
may be talking to someone that I might even be able to do something for you with this show and listen to it and be like, "This is amazing. I need to make these people stars."
No one's done
And
that.
instead, you're like,
This is how we got started with this in the first place. This has been
"Yeah,
Right.
613 episodes of waiting for that moment.
Right.
yeah, I know. I'm still waiting. I'm still hoping."
Can't wait for that moment. If you want it, you got to go out and get it.
I am well aware of that. I think we passed our peak.
There was a peak.
There was a peak and we missed
I don't
it.
think that we've peaked.
You don't think
I don't think
so?
that. I don't think. I think it's just like a flat line.
Gotcha. That's not bad either.
Right.
It's better than the opposite direction.
Right.
Oh, JBrad001 has to say, Chibi, the mix you did at the end of this episode is one of the best ones you've done so far. I was literally laughing out loud at work when Shipwreck's heat and your fart were thrown into the mixtape. Keep up the great work, guys. Chibi, you've been on fire with these end of show remixes. Just wanted to say
Thank
it.
you.
I've been listening.
It's fun.
I listened to it in the house. My wife says, "What the hell is this crap? Please turn it
It
off."
sounds very weird. This one was like an assault on your ear. So if you can
Yeah.
handle that, like you can handle anything.
She was not happy.
No, it was Shipwreck saying Shipwreck saying, "You do it, Shipwreck."
You do it? I don't even remember how I was saying it.
Heat. But I can't like wheeze like you.
Eat!
Yeah, it was good. I had a lot. You know how many times I had to listen to you say that to make that 30 seconds or a minute?
That makes me happy.
It was easy. It's just like, it was like the first thing I found when I typed in Need for Speed Heat. It was the trailer, like the launch trailer. I was like, this is going to work just fine. And you got Wombat laughing in there. It was all a lot of fun. Yeah. See, I don't need like your parents listening to that. They're going to think this guy's farting.
Oh, it's not as bad as you think, but that's okay.
Okay, it's fine. I don't look. If they find it, they find it. But I don't need to like force them there.
I've never forced anyone. It's not like I walk into a room wearing a T-shirt
Not
that says
forced.
"Ask me about my podcast."
I don't need to push them in the direction of our.
You know,
show.
the last time we had a barbecue in the backyard, I just put the podcast on.
No, you did not.
Of course not, you son of a bitch.
I thought for a second this motherfucker didn't do that. Did he? No. Mostly because I was at one of those barbecues and you didn't put it on. I figured that would have been the ideal time to put it on.
Ask me about my
Yeah.
podcast is a pretty good T-shirt. Just say it.
That has to exist.
Yes. Let's look it up right now.
Okay, you look it up.
Ask me about my podcast shirt. Yep.
Yeah,
So many.
Good.
I'm sure there's tons.
Pick out your favorite one, Wombat.
Are we done with? I guess we're done with show feedback. I feel like there were other things I wanted to talk about, but I didn't write them down. So,
Well, that I can't help you with.
all right.
Well, they range in price a lot too.
What, the shirts?
Yeah.